Well, it's May the 4th. I'm out for a ride today. Got the rancher out again. Taking a ride up here by the old Watkins home place. It's been a while since I've been able to actually ride up here by the house and the old barns because the tree was blocking and fell down back when we had that last ice storm. And anyway, yeah, just taking a ride through here. Nice day out. It's about 83 degrees and relatively low humidity, so it's not too bad even though it's in the 80s. Right up here, this is one of the billboards along the interstate here. You can see the interstate out there. Turn around and go back. That really doesn't go anywhere but to some people's houses eventually. Kind of trail of paths that go around these tobacco fields here. I'm gonna head back this way and take a ride down the Watkins Trail. See what's going on down that way. I didn't get to ride down there the past couple of weeks, so see how that's looking down that way. Right here was one of the trails that they used when that's probably why they moved that tree too, when they had that horseback trail ride for Relay for Life fundraising. I guess that was last weekend, last Saturday I believe it was. They would have came through here on that, on horses and wagons and things like that, so they would have needed this path to have been open. See some of the, maybe hard to make them out, but some of the old barns I've showed you before out there in the woods. One of them right there, several behind there. There's the old house there. Pretty big house. That was the tree there that was blocking it. Yeah, still just cruising along on the Watkins Trail. Grown in quite a bit since the last time I was over here. Quite a bit of shade in here now. Tree branches still on the path. Big pine field. stuff that grow alongside that creek right there. There's tons of them down in there. Excuse me. The pollen and stuff's got me sneezing. Low-lying limbs through here. I'm gonna move that one off the trail. Well, we went 3.5 miles so far since I left the farm. I'm still over here on the Watkins Trail. Heading back out of it now though. Always like this trail a whole lot. Usually can cruise on it pretty good. Creek is stagnant today. We had a little bit of rain this week, but not that much. Just a little flow going through it, but you can see how stagnant the water is today. I know y'all probably wonder why every time I come to a creek, or I come to the same creek every time, I have to video that particular portion of it. I don't know, I like creeks, you know. Every time I come up to a creek crossing, I usually always try and take video of it, because I don't know, to me it's almost like a landmark on my trail ride. So just something I like, you know. Rancher's riding a lot better this weekend than it was last weekend. I had to adjust my air pressure down from where they had it at the tire place. It was way too high. I know they have to raise it up like that to see the bead on the rim, but they should have adjusted it down some. The tire's only rated to hold 7 psi max, and I know it was way above that. That was maxing my gauge out, my low pressure gauge. But I've got it now down to a good pressure, and it's riding real smooth and all that good stuff. So I'm over here on the church path, and water sure has gotten murky since last week. That was a deep hole back there. By the old home place here. Well, it looks like everybody left the church. By the combine graveyard over here on Lonely Road. Crossing Beaver Creek, it's got a bit of flow to it. At least it's not as murky looking as those other creeks we've crossed. Set out their tobacco yet. Expect in a couple more weeks they'll have it out. Oh, I forgot to mention it's 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts today, so it's about to blow you off the four-wheeler. In a strong headwind right now. these trails like this right here, or like, you know, Lonely Road here, I could ride every day. You know, nice and wide open and smooth, good cruising trail. Now up here on the back side of the Blackwell farm, any horses yet. No, they're down there by the pond. Okay. Yeah, down there by the pond getting a drink of water. I don't know if you can make them out on camera or not. Going down one of these old farm / hunting paths, I guess you'd call it, over here. Kind of connects several tobacco fields that are in between these patches of woods. It's over here off the gas line. Path road here, it actually will take you up here to the ghost house. Like I said, I think this, you know, must have been an old home place up here, and you know, they farm these fields here. But naturally, there's nobody living in the house anymore. Obviously, about fall down, they're about, all the windows are busted out of it. Pretty land though out here around it. Whoever built their home there a long time ago selected a good spot. That looks soupy. Across this hole right here at the ford. I'd say it's about the same amount of flow as it was last week when we came through here. Grass keeps getting thicker. Every week I come over here, it gets a little taller and taller. I'm in the way. Food plot right there for the deer. I'm gonna turn around right here. Ready to go back across the ford now. Getting ready to climb the ski slope here, I call it. Back on the gas line. We're cruising along. I forgot to mention too, for those of you who haven't seen the video slideshow that I made yesterday, the compilation of photos I had put together of that I had taken still shots of the rancher here during and after the install of the Honda brush guard that I have on here now. And it turned out really good. This will be the first ride I've done with it on here. And so far it seems to be doing its job. I mean, not to mention it looks good being on there as well. The added protection is a bonus. I looked at a lot of different ones online and in the stores and catalogs and things like that, and I mean there's some nice ones out there, and there's some that are more elaborate than the one that I've got, but this one here more than served the purpose of what I was looking for, and to me, for my taste, it looks better on my four-wheeler than some of the other ones I had seen. You know, I was trying at one point to decide between this one and the Moose Utilities division, their front brush guard, which is it's a lot heavier than this one. It's like double tubes, and it's got these great protectors over the headlights and stuff like that. But I don't know, I liked it, but at the same time I thought the Honda one looked better for me, so that's what I went with, and I'm real pleased with it. There's our Bullfrog in the same spot it was last week when I rode. Yep. Jumped right in. Last week it was sitting right there in that same spot in the sun, and This week it's in the same exact spot too, but it jumped in that time. Probably afraid I was going to eat it. Ain't got to worry about that. And this is a little landmark I don't know if I've ever told you about here on the gas line. The hunters call it the Johnny House, but it's not a real Johnny House. I mean, it looks like one, but it's a hunting blind is what it is. They can get in there and close themselves up in there, and they can aim their guns out of those slots of the deer that frequent the gas line here. I don't think I'd ever told y'all about that or not. But anyway, now you know. Now I'm over here now on another hunt trail off of the gas line. I don't really know that it has a name. At least I don't know of a name, or haven't come up with a name for it myself. Maybe someday I'll think of something to call it, since nobody else has really named it. Yeah, that hole's not really that bad. Yeah, you're riding up to it the first time, you say, well, it could be bad, but it's not. Not really deep at all. You really don't sink down in it like you do some of the other ones. These swamp lights on here walk right through it with no problem. It's a perfect day for a ride though. Perfect temperature, constant breeze blowing. Well, the wind's blowing technically, it's not a breeze, but you get the idea. I really haven't broken much of a sweat except for up under my helmet. That's to be expected, but everywhere staying cool otherwise. Can't beat that when you go out for a ride. You know, you don't feel like everything is sticking to you due to all the humidity and stuff. One thing about most of the trails over here off the gas line, you can say, is all roads lead to the gas line. There are like multiple ways to get over here once you cross the bridge at Beaver Creek. When you come out of that path of Stolen Stand Field, you really have, you know, several options as far as paths you can take to get back over here. You can see we're back at over here where the Johnny House is there, and where we were earlier. And you know, right across over there, you take that path, takes you to the abandoned cow farm. Take a ride down this way. just going through this swampy area down here at Beaver Creek. Kind of little flower orchids are popping up all out here in the woods. I've seen several of them today, growing wild. Here we are at the bridge. Chunks of mud flying off of these swamp lights. They clean out real fast. As soon as you come out of a mud hole, there's chunks of mud just flying off of them. It's going across the pond dam here to the big pond back here. Back side of the some other farmland on the back side of the farm where B stays at. Yeah, just making my way back. I'm over here now on the back side of the farm on this trail that takes us back up there. Actually, I guess you could say it's one of 3 trails that will take you back to the farm. But this is one of my favorite wooded trails to take back. It's grown in quite a bit even just since last week. bit cool through here actually. It's not as warm through this trail as it is everywhere else we've been today. A lot of shade down in here, I guess. It may not seem like it on camera, but this trail's got a lot of challenging terrain to it. A lot of off-camber stuff and hills and dips, stuff like that. It's a lot of fun to ride. You just can't go real fast on it though. Makes you appreciate that independent rear suspension, I'll tell you that. Got a bunch of spider webs on it, I know that too. All wrapped around my nose up here inside my helmet. Hey buddies, didn't we just do this the last week when I rode? Y'all were waiting for me when I came back. How about that? Y'all were expecting me to come back, weren't you? Yeah, y'all know y'all know about what time it is, don't you? Yeah. Alright. Here at the barn, I'm gonna wash it off and back from riding. Rode 18 miles today total. Had a lot of fun. You can see the brush guard there. And looking good. Yeah, I got a lot of cleaning up to do before I head home. Well, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.